Yo, today we are going to be working on an app called NeoFocus, tentatively for now. Basically, it's an app where I had the idea the other day where I was thinking I kind of wanted something to track my sessions when I'm working and kind of figure out more or less what times I'm working best at and kind of find those rhythms and kind of help me narrow that down. And I went through the app store, didn't really find anything that was felt kind of suited towards what I was looking for. I found myself either trying to reconfigure or change a lot of the existing apps, and so that led me to say, you know what, well, I'm just going to go ahead and build. So I started off with a simple, well, let me see, I effectively created a project in Claude. And so with that, I went through here and I generated a PRD, so product requirements document. And I basically went through and listed out all the elements, the kind of in the vision, essentially what I want the app to perform like, the different analytics, some of the tech stack, basically the basics, right? Just kind of going through, laying out everything. And then I had a focus for the UI, so essentially a prompt that is formulated to help me build out the UI while I'm working on the different pieces and essentially set everything together. And so the entire theme and kind of the unique twist with this aspect is that it is going to be coupled to the transmission system. And so if you're familiar with the transmission system in a vehicle, it is very dependent upon momentum. And so, for example, if a person tries to drive in a manual vehicle and they try to go from like first gear to sixth gear and they've barely even gotten moving, the vehicle will most likely stall out. And this is due to not enough momentum essentially being generated in order to effectively move through the gears. And so I saw this comparison and it was just kind of brilliant to me because I'm like, that's kind of the way the creative process works, is you have to go through these gears, and then even when you pause and you're in that kind of state of neutral, you're effectively planning when you're in the state of neutral. Because let's say if I pull up to a stoplight and I get out of gear, I get out of first gear, I downshift, I get into neutral, and then I'm waiting, right? I'm looking for the light. Okay, I'm going to make a left turn here, so I'm putting my signal on. All right, I'm waiting for the light. Once I get that green signal, then essentially I'm going to proceed. I'm going to make my left turn. I'm going to go back into first gear. I'm going to go into second gear, third, and so on and so forth, depending on the type of driving that I'm doing. So sometimes you might be driving more spirited. Sometimes you might be driving more relaxed, more like a cruise type of thing. So depending on the drive, each different session is going to kind of vary. And I thought it would be a huge insight to understand what the kind of shift patterns looked like over a macro period of time, because of course I understand the micro shifts that are occurring when I go from this application or this tool to this other tool, but in order to really put everything together, it requires me to kind of build out a system unto which I can make and have repeatable results with repeatable data that essentially can be visualized over a course and period of time, which would yield the most insights on when and how potentially I'm working at my peak efficiency. And so sixth gear would be akin to like, top end flow state, fully in the zone, just fully submersed. And the goal is to make this quick, simple, minimalist, but effective, probably using a combination of haptic feedback as well as color design and just tasteful UI elements that really drive home the attention to detail. So overall, that's the kind of headspace and the goal and the intention set forth for this session. So as we move through this session, those are going to be my goals, and so I'll use whichever tools I see fit in the moment to accomplish that. So we might go from many different applications, but we're going to start off in Claude, and we will pick up with the essentially establishing the data model. So I was establishing this Swift data model so that I would have the variables and everything kind of set up. So neutral, take a break, warm up, getting started, finding rhythm, deep focus, peak performance, flow state. So that's our gear pattern currently. I think I want to add a review or like a reverse. So, but I'm not sure if that neutral, take a break, review. Yeah, I think it would be worth. So I'm going to say, let's add another gear for review, which would act as reverse essentially, but effectively allow for shifting into, or rather, let's adjust the logic to make sense of the review state. So obviously, if we are not going to go possibly from flow state to review, is there going to be a downshifting process? How should we best handle that aspect? Or is review not adding value given the initial current gear descriptions with neutral through 6th gear? Okay, cool. So apparently this model likes to add thank yous, and I erase them a lot of the time, but I'm just gonna let it rock. So because apparently maybe it's prompting me to be more generous. So we shall do that. So let's think through this. Okay, so current gear flow, neutral first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth flow state. The idea of a review presents some interesting considerations. Sequential flow problems. Going from flow state to review would break our mechanical sympathy metaphor. Real manual transmissions require sequential downshifting. Sudden breaks in flow state aren't ideal for productivity. Serves as a break pause. Each gear represents increasing focus intensity. Review implies a different type of, yeah, that's true. Requires critical thinking. I think just talking through it, it doesn't make sense to have the review because this app is focused on the primary get out of the way and just allow the person, because again, we don't want the app to be so obtrusive that it breaks flow state. And in essence, we kind of want even the timer to fade, and maybe we could potentially look at utilizing some of the like the proximity sensor so that if they're further away, kind of the same way how the nightstand mode activates. We could maybe like blur out the numbers and just when they come closer, or just have some different effects. It doesn't have to be so drastic as such, but basically I would like it to not present a distraction or present something that would be enabling clock watching or anything like that. But the primary focus should just be notating the gear shifts in the productivity range and the session. So being able just to move through the session and instantly tap when they are in the next state, that has to be the primary. We can't lose sight of that, because the second we lose that, then it's no longer a unique offering, and then it's just going to transform into every other kind of existing focus timer application. And so we'll maintain the mechanical sympathy and ensure that the current system works out. I think even just if we did how the first neutral is kind of like break slash review, I think that's fine. And then having the other gears as is with the warm up, getting started, finding rhythm, deep focus, peak performance, and then flow state. So that way we still have kind of the original structure put in place, but at least the initial neutral will also cover the review state. Lit. Let's do one final check to ensure that the data model is focused and only has the absolute necessary values that we need, that are important for session tracking, as well as providing a smooth and quality, intuitive overall experience for the user, but not adding any extra unneeded variables that will create more complexity without them providing significant value. the next stages. Trying to think of the haptics. How are we going to incorporate the haptics? Okay, so gear shift is progressive, forward is aggressive, backward shift check is neutral, position check, flow state, session length, metrics, encapsulates, highest available gear, maximum session length. Okay, so currently does our system and data models allow for effective tracking over time, basically to see how often or when a user is effectively finding their flow state and when they are effectively downshifting or losing that momentum given the variables that are currently present, and are we able to effectively work through any of the current issues that would prevent the experience from being a high quality, unobtrusive, integrated feeling. Okay, a lot of these are quality suggestions. I think the intelligent notifications is a huge one, as well as the context aware UI. We should definitely add those aspects. As far as the passive data collection, I think the session monitor makes sense as well. The time of day makes sense. Session outcome, I'm not sure how we would effectively determine that. So if you could elaborate more on that aspect. I think the successful progression, again, I think that might be kind of tricky, but I think if we can figure out a kind of algorithm that makes sense, then I'm definitely all for that. I think just it's definitely tricky because we have to account for how often we're expecting the users to interact with it. And if we're expecting the users to interact with the app in a minimal sense, we don't want to assume that we're going to have maximum data points. We just want to assume that we're going to have minimal quality data points. So with that, we have to really extrapolate and ensure that effectively we're using all parts of that. So if it were akin to an animal, we would be utilizing the hide for one feature, the meat for another feature, the horns for another feature, etc., and so on, so that every aspect of the animal is used in a holistic way. And so I think the time of the day of the week, all of those things make sense. Battery level of the device, I'm a little torn on. I don't know if that's really helpful. The ambient light level, I do like that. I do like the ambient light level. I think that could add some interesting data. Possibly the screen brightness, if that's available. I mean, provide some justification for battery level. Just kind of what your thoughts were behind that one, and that we can kind of work through that. But I think we can definitely fill in these gaps just to ensure that we are able to provide some quality data and insights, because the goal is, again, I would like this system for myself so that I'm able to look back, over a period of time and understand moments and scheduling, because not everybody operates under the traditional model or schedule when it comes to, peak efficiency. And so I think it's truly about finding your own unique flow state. And so this goal, or the tool, is to enable that goal to be met by providing the best tool to do so. Yeah, so like, see, if I would have had to type all that out, I would have been cooked. It's just like it's just when you understand input output, it's like the amount of bandwidth that we are able to output is just so effectively slow when you're tied to your mechanical, typing aspects, and just not. Let's see. Oh, okay. User might be plugged in. Okay. Okay. So effectively, with these new refined approach, walk me through the user interaction and how over time what insights could be available and how the system could adapt to the user's natural flow and state patterns without becoming an obtrusive or required aspect to where they feel like it is not enjoyable to interact with. All right. User primarily interacts through simple gear shifts, time of days when shifts occur, natural progression patterns, duration in each gear, ambient light conditions, cool, proximity. Do a search online to see if Apple offers any existing APIs to expose the device's proximity sensor, or what actual hardware sensors are actually available on the phones. Let's just say for iPhones currently. So this is the nice thing about having the MCP tools hooked up, is that we are effectively able to give Claude access to run the web searches, to do these things, to bring back the data. And so now we are able to see, let's see, so we have access to UI device. Okay, so we're going through UI device, proximity monitoring, true when object is close to sensor. Okay, we can read current brightness and we can observe changes. Okay, and motion manager, so accelerometer, gyroscope, magnet meter, pedometer, device motion. Okay, so direct ambient light sensor access is not available. Okay, so cool. We can infer light conditions through screen brightness levels, auto brightness settings, and screen brightness changes. Okay. Okay, since we effectively don't have access to that sensor, I think that changes things a little bit. I think having access to the proximity state will be beneficial, but it seems like it is only a Boolean. Are we only getting true or false back from that without any values or anything in between? So if so, then let's kind of rethink the workflow so that it makes sense, because if we use the proximity sensor, that would allow us to kind of blur out the UI when they're further away. But I think ideally, and especially at least in my use case, I would be using it with my phone on a stand, or it would be charging, and it would most likely be in the horizontal or landscape orientation, similar to the nightstand mode that Apple offers. And so effectively, I would like something that is able to kind of take into account. But if we don't have access to the light sensor, that's what makes it difficult, because the Apple nightstand aspect, it automatically adjusts to the light. So whenever the lights go down, it will transform to like a red, black on red mode versus like the daytime mode. So it goes into night mode. But I'm sure they have access, of course, to all the private APIs and everything. So since we don't have that, how effective would the workaround be with the brightness? I feel like using the auto brightness levels would be pretty smart because I mean the auto brightness is going off of the ambient light levels, so effectively they're coupled together. But if you had to give a rough estimation of how accurate that method would be, just give me a rough ballpark number. Mm. Yeah, let's go ahead and create a prototype of this focus stand mode just to get some ideas. Utilize a React component just to visualize for now. And let's see. Oh, shoot. Time to switch. All right, we're at the edge. So, summarize everything that we've discussed into a working memory document and effectively title it for entry V1.0 January 14th at 12:47 p.m. and ensure that the document has all of the major key discoveries and findings that we worked through and figured out by discussing and going back and forth, and ensure that it has enough context so that we could start up a new chat and I could drop in the document and we'd be able to pick right back up without having to rehash all the same things that we just went through. Oh no! I clicked off of the text field. Okay, that was on me. Okay, create a summarized document that could be utilized to start a new chat with and pick right back up without having to rehash all of these concepts, discoveries, and breakthroughs that we made while discussing and going back and forth today. So ensure that it has all the key highlights, the updated aspects, and provide the updated data model with the necessary functions and everything that we established would provide a minimal but effective user experience. Don't click it. Don't click it. Okay, all right. Oh, I forgot the V thingies. Darn McDarn. UI kit, bro. We ain't using that, bro. You tripping now, bro? All right, so now we gotta start in the chat because you don't like that. Claude do not like the long chats. Then again, who does? All right, so like, bro, I need the man. Okay, I still need to work on establishing the full Swift data models based on the current documents and the provided examples. Generate a full Swift data model that is focused and in alignment with the existing elements. All right, that's fine. Cool. 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 All right. Now let's hop over to Xcode. This was our data models before, so we're just gonna blip. Oh, man, I'm in the wrong project. See, I was about to say, what's going on? This too much stuff, cuz. Okay, so this is what I had before. I don't think I had a data models though. No, I didn't have any data models. I just had some states. Oh, I guess I did. I lied. Focus session. Nope. Yep, I lied. Okay, so let me just delete that then. Move to trash. Okay, so this was what it was before. Gear shift, all that. Yeah, that was pretty basic. This is what it is now. That's gonna have to be a var. Oh no, bruh. Come on, bruh. Oh, look, bruh. Bro, it's a way to do it. Edit all in scope. Edit all in scope. Alright, bro, I gotta tell. Yeah, I'm not about to redo this. Sorry, buddy. I need the update. Cuh. I'll fix them joints, bro. Yeah, put them bars in there. Put them bars and the bars in the. Yep. Cool. Cause I could do a few, but I wasn't about to do 99,045 billion, 60 more million. Cool, perfect, love that. Boom, right, yep. Got the mark sections. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, cool. So now I need to delete all these. I should copy the folder first. Let me copy the folder. Let me just do a new folder, app dev, NeoFocus. I'm gonna do duplicate. Then I'm gonna say old. Cool. Then now I'm gonna delete all this. I'm gonna get rid of this. Move to trash, move to that, move to trash, focus session. That's my data models. Move to trash. What's it, gear buttons? Yeah, move that to trash. Gear state, I don't even know what that is. Move to trash. NeoFocus app. Oh, I need to fix that. We're gonna have to move that to trash. Yep, move that to the trash. Yep, just go ahead and move that to the trash. Okay, we'll just have him, boom, tell him to update this. Cool. So he gonna update this, boom, boom. Hold on. What the hell? Why this shit need no? That shit don't need no preview, bro. What you on? What you on, cuz? Alright, let's go ahead and get that focus time review jumping though. Alright, so now I'm gonna actually take this out because I don't want no extra context. But I'm gonna put in, where did I just, hold on, where did I just, let's, okay, I got the app, I got the initialized containers, got the 4 models, focus session, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, got those. That's just my extension, boom, boom. And then they talking about can't find that in the view. I just want to do a new one. Oh, I need to add the app files. That's what I need to do. Okay. So I got an app dev, boom, NeoFocus, cool, this and this. Okay. Let's create focus timer view. Cool, let's run it. All right. This view will be to maintain, boom, boom. Scene phase. Timer display formatting, cool. Can upshift, cool. Alright, let's see. So now we got the focus time review. So we just gonna come back to Xcode and I'm gonna come over just paste into the side. That should create the new folder, or the new file rather. And it did. And so now we should just be able to refresh. That should go away. And this should, well, we should see something here. All right. So looks like we got a setup. First gear. Oh, I like that concept of having the bigger ring low key. That does make more sense. So it looks like I can just run through these though. Okay. Well, let's take a screenshot of that. Take that, bring that. Looks like we've got some UI and spacing issues. Can we ensure that everything is fitting in a nice, comfortable fashion without getting clipped or parts shown off screen? Oh, it might be this geometry reader that's giving the problems low key. Because geometry readers would be funky, bro. I don't know what. I don't know why. Every time I've tried to use a geometry reader, in theory, it sounds so dope. It's just like, oh, this is genius. I want to have my UI elements based off of the actual dimensions of the screen so that stuff looks right on multiple different aspects. But then you realize in like practicality, it just doesn't even work that way. It's just like, it absolutely makes it way harder. All right, let's see. Bop, 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 bop. Let's see what we're looking for. Okay. I mean, that fits now. Perhaps we should probably put these on their own. All right, so what if we moved the timer circle to the left side of the view and then had the buttons in that group on the right side of the view, and then that way we can offer like a detailed interface with a little bit more simple but straightforward, kind of like a car dashboard but simplified. Even less information than a typical car dashboard, but just the concept of it, how you would have like a check engine light, kind of the same aspect, but more visual and less text-based so that it again isn't distracting or overwhelming. But yeah, let's just ensure that everything is just kind of in its own spacing so that it makes more sense and ultimately will still feel connected and harmonious, but have its own space to exist within. What if we generated a custom slider component that effectively, when slid up or to, like, let's say the one state, the maximum one state would shift up, and then when shift to the minimum or the 0 state, it would shift down, and effectively we could set up the haptics to increase as the shift point built up, so the tension would build up and it would start off with subtle and then become stronger, and then boom, like an actual resistance of the shift points to kind of more accurately be conveyed. See, this is that BS, because I'm gonna have to come back. I mean, it's fine, like I can cop. Oh no. Let's go ahead and generate a slider UI component that could serve and replace the gear shift buttons, with effectively a play button still in the middle of the slider, but at the one extreme end, which would be like the 1 value, that would be full shift up. So when the user slides all the way up, then that would be an upshift. And when they slide all the way down, that would be a downshift. And anytime they did like a half shift or moved it barely a little bit, it would return to the center and snap back. So it would have like a magnetic kind of elastic type of feeling, to where it felt like you're pulling back a rubber band or slingshot that is getting ready to fire. And we could incorporate haptics to also build up, so that it's a slow momentum and then it builds up into a stronger as it gets the upshift. And so there will be that pulsing that will correlate with the shifting into the next gear, and then of course snapping back to the middle position. Alright, so we're gonna see what's popping with this gear shifty. I mean, bing, 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 bing. Let's see. Boom, cool, circle, fill, yup. Handle, drag, yup. As we get further from the, yup, clamp. Alright, let's see what we're cracking with. Oh no. Okay, he gonna go back and update that. I mean, that's fine, bro, but you ain't update that other, you know what I mean? So whatever, it ain't nothing. It ain't no thing, man. I'm gonna just come in here, I'm gonna get this other, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, because the scope, man, see, but bruh, man, bruh. Focus time review. Because really, yeah, man, see, like, all that's missing, bruh. This, bruh. Alright, let's see. Gotta get that little shake, the little neutral gear shake. Gotta have that. Alright, so this ain't bad. I think I'm going to try it out on my actual device so I can see what the haptics are actually like, because yeah, so let me delete this old, because I had the old schema installed, so I just deleted that off my phone. I'm gonna push, let's see, the build. Oh, but I don't have anything on the actual. I don't know, it might. I don't know. It's because I realized I didn't have anything on there, but well, it did load. I mean, not with the right things, but weird. Okay, so the slider loaded, but it did not do what it needed to do, so something is going on. Probably all that missing code that I'm missing from the missing. Do I have the full data model here? Is this it? I don't feel like that's it. This feels about right. But damn, do we change? Oh, see, this is why I don't like doing this, because that's the problem with the segmented. I do not remember. I don't have that context window to be remembering all the damn things we changed, because I know we added something, and I feel like, oh, that was on this page. That was on this page. Because that was the timer control methods. So maybe if I come up here to the, are these the timer control methods? I'm assuming that's what these are. They gotta be. So let me see. Alright, let me push that, see what that helps. I'll probably just re-upload the code now that we got this straight. What that said, 4th gear or higher, that's straight. Gear shifter, yeah, the gear shift. Okay, alright, let me see. So I'm gonna just give Claude the new, we'll just do a new, I'm gonna take that PRD out of there too. Don't think we need that. And bring all these. Identify why the gear selector is currently not working and does not allow the user to slide up or down. All right, let's see here. Oh, My bad. Okay, so we gotta fix that drag, handle drag. Come in here, handle drag, handle drag, handle drag. Where is handle drag? Where is handle drag? There it is. Cool. Let's see if that helps. Resistance factor. It seems to still not be working. I think possibly maybe the play button is interfering with it, because when I try to tap it, then it does play and start the session, and the timer does start correctly, and the chevron shows for like an upshift, but I can't move it, and it doesn't allow me to change it. Vertical controls. Copy. Vertical controls. Woo. Play. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's take some of this. Nice juicy. Oh, that's too much. Oh, just enough. You don't need all of 45, but there you go. Cool. Getting these errors when shifting. Handle drag end. All right. Handle dragon. Handle dragon. Handle dragon. Cool. Push it. Run it. Okay then. Alrighty then. Fantastic. Oh no. fourth gear. Okay, provide feedback. My bad. That was a lot for y'all to handle. We got some, you know what I mean, for you. Uh-oh. Last feedback offset. What y'all talking about? Add this prop. Let's see. Boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, doo, doo, doo. All right, what's good? We gonna bump, rap. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. All right, play. All right. Okay. Okay. I don't think we're getting any more downshifting errors. Yep, I'm shifting like crazy. Oh, we got one more. We got one more thing. Okay, it appears we are still exceeding the limits. Ba-doom, boom, boom, boom. Boom, ba-doom. I need to add a new state. Damn, bro. Okay, oh shit. Oops. Private let. What they talking about? Provide feedback. Let me see. Oh no, man. Fourth gear. Why is it always fourth gear, bruh? Alright, so it seems to be something going on with fourth gear. Anytime I downshift quick, like for the majority of the part, it seems like it's handling the shifting pretty smooth, but I try to do like quick downshifts. And I know that this is like an edge case because people shouldn't be shifting quick, but I just want to ensure that like the majority of the baseline is covered and we're not getting any weird errors that shouldn't be occurring. So I'm not seeing the haptic, but it seems that we're getting the CG error related to the slider values. How can we fix that? Handle drag. Perform off shift. Okay, so we need all that. Handle drag, drag in. Handle drag, drag in. Handle drag, drag in. And there was some other ones. Perform up shift. Oh no, you need to get out. That's a double, so we'll get rid of you there. You're a double, get rid of you there. We're gonna need a property for is animating. Yep. State property. And maybe that should do its thing. So I probably should just build on here so I can actually show the build. Let's do 16 Pro Max. Oh no. Okay, what? Can't find focus, sorry. Weird. Handle drag. Handle drag and provide feedback. Shift max drag distance. Whoops. Let's give you back his animating elite. I don't think we need this. Those for sure we don't need. That should be fine. And after that, let's see. Nope. Guess it still needs it for something. Provide feedback. Okay, so we do need that feedback time. That's fine. Just want to make sure. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Alright, let's see if we can bring in the big dogs. So we are going to just remove all this. I think this does have our new latest gear shifter, focus time shift, probably in gear shifter. Help me resolve these errors. Okay. So I do love the cursor composer. It's fire. Just for the auto completion stuff alone. 10 out of 10. Alright, so next I'm gonna push to my phone real quick, see if that actually, see what that's like. So it says it did the increased response time, better stability, blend with transitions, should be smooth, make it interactive. Can we remove the play button from the center of the gear shifter so it's not confusing to users, and effectively add the function whenever there's a downshift into neutral to effectively pause the session? Also, if we could make the play button that starts the session, make it look like a push to start button, change the color to red, add a border trim, and the interior text that is dynamic. So after it is started and running, then it would update and give a simple status. Oops, not yes. Well, I'll figure it out. Alright, so I'm going to add the new files in. I'm going to have Claude reassess the workflow to ensure that current makes sense. I don't think it makes that much sense currently. Okay, so currently the user interfaces with a push to start button. They press start and they are able to shift through the gears. Essentially, they can quickly shift through all the gears. If they shift into neutral, the timer stops. Then they have to push to start again. Then once it starts up again, they can shift and go through the different aspects, but currently the shifting behavior is switched. So a downshift is actually up and an upshift is a downshift. Can we swap that behavior first and foremost? Handle drag and gosh. Alright, handle drag and handle drag and the hell? Okay, so I don't think this is ideal of a solution because now it seems we've lost our neutral state. So the snapping doesn't occur at all. It just goes up or down and shifts through the gears, but then it doesn't even reset. So we need to fix that. Oh, so you took off my animation. That's what it was. Let me see what's going on here. Perfect. Okay, we shifting now. How can we ensure that when the session starts by the user tapping the start button, that the first gear is automatically selected and not neutral? Since neutral would effectively be the before or starting gear, because we're starting from the neutral place and then we're shifting into first gear when we start. Alright, so let's see what we got cracking here, and then I'm probably gonna wrap, go get me some food real quick, you know what I mean? See what's popping, let's see. Alright. Push start. Running. First gear. Shift it. Boom. Second gear. Running. Boom. Third gear. Running. Boom. Up, downshift. Up, downshift. Up, downshift. Up, downshift. Alright, neutral. Start. Gear 0. Okay. So, not as straightforward as I thought. I don't know. Maybe we do some UI study. See what some dashboards are looking like. That's cool. That already caught my Ooh, that would be cool. What if it had like a chart, like almost like a EKG, and essentially it was like a flat line, then you shift it up and it went on a higher plane, then you shift it up and then you down. So it's like charting. All right, let me see if I can convey that. I just had a new thought for a feature that I would like to see how feasible it would be to incorporate. Effectively, what I would like to do is have the background start by showing a single dot, and then that dot would be moving in a flat horizontal line. So it would be moving from the leading edge to the trailing edge, and as the user shifted up, it would move up on the y-axis, so that way it moved up in elevation from its previous baseline. And then every time there was an upshift, it would also move up. So that way, effectively, as the user shifted up or shifted down, the chart representation would be on that plane of that time. So it effectively would be showing that dot leading the progression so long as the session was active. And then that way there was a charting, in essence, of the different gear positions in a visual way that is more easy to understand. How feasible would it be to accomplish this with the existing Swift UI tools that are natively built in? What was it? Where you at? Oh. Timer section. Timer section. My bad, bro. Timer section, bro. Timer section. All right. Yep. Here. Here we go. This is the one. Start. Running. Okay, the line ain't moving. All right, we're gonna have to figure out we're gonna figure out the UI. I gotta go back to the drawing board on that. We're gonna think about that. UI is bothering me. I just think that. Let me see what. Create a prompt that could detail the app to basically, for an LLM that could build this UI, just create a prompt that would encompass all the major components of this app. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this to V0. I'm gonna see what they talking about. Then I'm gonna see probably what Bolt is talking about, maybe, just to see what the UI, is talking about in terms of making things happen and just having the different layout how it needs to be. So we'll see. All right, cool. So now let's go to V0. And then we're just gonna paste that, and then yeah, we don't need that. Cool, try that. So I just put that in, and I'm gonna go to bolt.new, and that's what I want to build. And yeah, sign in, sure. So V0 is getting busy. Oh, pop-up locked. Continue. It's taking a long time. Oh, it sure is authenticating, ain't it? This is crazy. Alright, bro. Man, it's fine, bro. Just put this in here. Do what you do. Now, let me see. Continue anyway. What you talking about? Oh, it finished? No, it's still cooking. No, it's not. Alright, so V0. What's up, V0? What you got? Oh. Oh, V0 did. Oh, wow. Value transformers? I don't know about that. boy, this shit is cooked. Hmm? All right, Bolt. Sorry. So it seems like Bolt is still, V0. Okay, I just feel like the design is so bland and like, I mean, I can slap up, some basics. So cool for jump starting, maybe better for different instances, but not really seeing anything really useful there. Let's see. I was hoping to see maybe like a shift. Let's see, car shifter. All right, so we're gonna do some UI design research. I'm gonna do some more research, figure out kind of where the direction where I want to go with this before I continue to move further and keep trying to iterate on some different aspects and different designs. Just because I find that I can go back and forth with the code over and over and over, but sometimes it just helps just to take a second and just really kind of lock in on at least a basic description of what I'm looking for, because right now I'm just not sure and I'm getting a bunch of ideas but nothing tangible or solid yet that I want to try to actually code out. So I just kind of want to build out those aspects first. So I'm just going to see if I can try to find something with the shifter, create something a little bit more unique, but yeah, we'll have to see what we can do here in essence. All right. Oh, V0. Oh, this is Bolt. I meant Bolt. Bolt is a blank. I haven't been able to get anything other than a blank for Bolt, so I don't know what's up with Bolt, but it's got some things it's working on. So yeah. So I mean, so far we got somewhere. We got well, on this new one we've actually fixed most of those. So not bad progress for now. I think that was just getting the data models established is a big step, because if we're pulling from there, that will give us all of our variables, everything we need. So effectively, I am going to take the concept, take the design, and figure out how to run with it in a way that makes sense and is kind of really in alignment with the overall UI. But I mean, the snapping feels pretty good, and on actual device it feels pretty good as well, but definitely just have to figure out how I want to handle the interface, how I want to handle this actual focus path, gear path visualizer. just because it looks like it's kind of doing its thing, but it's also resetting every single time. So I feel like it should be continuous. The session should be one big session. So I'm going to have to adjust some of the like fundamental UI and workflow and just really think through the workflow. Once I understand the workflow, then I kind of work backwards and reverse engineer the UI and everything that needs to happen. But effectively, I need to map out what needs to, like where the pipelines need to go. So if I can get the end pipelines installed, then I can figure out how to work them around the existing structure and the existing elements that we do have access to. But I first got to get the everything together in terms of just figuring out logically what makes sense, what should be coupled tightly together, what shouldn't be. So all those things are going to take me a little bit more thinking time. I'm going to go get some sun, stretch, go for a walk in the garden, just clear my mind for a second, and then I'll come back and start up the session again. But basically sometimes it goes like this where it's not as super productive, but sometimes the going in circles leads you to other aspects that you didn't realize, and sometimes stuff just doesn't work when it comes to UI. So sometimes you can make UI worse by thinking a feature is going to be better, and in fact it is actually not. So I just like to tend to play it by feeling. So if it feels good, if it looks right, then most likely it is right. If something feels off about it, even if I can't articulate it because I might not have the design or visual language sometimes to fully articulate what it is that I'm exactly looking for, but I just know it doesn't feel right. And so just by trusting that feeling, trusting that intuition and my design instincts, I'm able to come up with different designs that I feel are cohesive, harmonious, and work well together. But in this instance, it's just an exploration exercise to work through the different elements that are and see what is or isn't working with the elements that are present. So yeah, today's session.